This is the final Fragrance Apprentice video of 2020.
It is. It's very emotional.
Yeah, I'm so upset that this year's going past. No, actually, it's been weirdly, it's been like a really good year for me. Strangely, hasn't it? It's been like bizarre. So
yeah, it has been a really good year for you. We're very, very proud of you and looking forward to what 2021 is going to bring.
Well, I'm sure that 2021 is going to be, let's hope, not a disaster, you know.
It's got to be better than this year.
It's got to be. Okay.
Pray 2021 is not a sequel.
God, and like a really good sequel as well.
The plot twist of this year, I can go without finding the answers to, you know?
Yeah. I hope that it gets cancelled. Anyway, Alisha today is going to be showing me and you her favourite fragrances from my collection. And I did mention this last time. The number one really surprised me. Really exciting, really interesting. And so it's over to you, really.
Yes, boss.
Okay. Right, here we go.
Right, so for my number 10,
Okay.
there is some niche products that George has showed me throughout our time together, and I actually quite like this one.
Okay.
Which I think was a bit of a shock to you as well.
It was actually.
But I am going to go with this one by Imaginary Authors.
This is Memoirs of a Trespasser, or as they call it, if you abbreviate it, Mont.
Like the destiny motes that I like to catch.
You're such a nerd. Why do I even have you on this channel? It was surprising that this was on the list. I mean, I know that you liked it, but the fact that you even put it in the top 10, this is like a... In fact, I remember do you remember what you told me that this reminded you of?
No, I actually don't remember.
I remember it, and it was the cutest thing ever.
Oh, is it Mr. Sim's Sweet Shop? Which is like one of my favourite places, and if you was to see me, like, I don't really have people on Facebook other than like friends and stuff,
Sure.
but I went away in Cheshire, I think it was like last year, for a
Very
friend's
posh.
wedding. Beautiful wedding. However, across the road from our hotel was a Mr. Sim's Sweet Shop, and I was absolutely buzzing.
Yeah.
I love sweetness, you know me, and I do like it when there's a bit of spice in there, but it's more of an undertone spice. And I think this is a beautiful fragrance. It tells a story, especially for me. And if you are like me, you love sweet shops, you love sitting by the fire, then this is definitely the perfect fragrance for you. Definitely unisex. Would not say this is just a male fragrance. I don't know about you.
I already prefer your list over Georgia's. I'm just gonna say that right now. Sorry, Georgia, but yeah, this is fantastic. To me, this is actually kind of like old books in a way with sweets. Like it's like we got a load of Mr. Sim's sweet shops, and then we went to a library.
Yes.
So I love that very much. Okay.
I am going to go with, just pop my number 10 down here. Going to go with Prada.
Nice. So this is Prada Luna Rossa. To me, this is my second most worn fragrance of the year.
All right, okay.
So this is... Someone actually said something mental, actually. I do get a lot of mental comments every now and then. Somebody said, how can you not like Sauvage, but you like a straight rip-off of it? And first of all, that's the wrong thing to say about this fragrance. It's called Carbon. How could you not use the joke of, it's a carbon copy? So that's some amateur commenting there. And this is clearly influenced by Sauvage, but it's not Sauvage. It has a very different tonality to the citrus, and it's more metallic, and it's more like talcum powder. But yeah, it's casual, isn't it? And it works well. And
yeah, it's such a subtle fragrance. Now this one I do find more masculine.
it is. Yeah.
But it's very beautiful because it's very good for all your senses. It's a very beautiful summer, spring, I'd say, kind of fragrance. For that time of year, very nice hot weather. It's beautiful. It's overall beautiful. So I don't think this should be compared
No, not completely.
in any way,
no.
shape or form. Every fragrance has its difference. This one is a lot more gentle.
Yes, absolutely. Brilliant. Let's see number 8.
My number 8.
Hey!
Kisses Rain.
Okay, talk about this one.
So this one I find very romantic.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful, and again, very good for your senses.
It's very. So this one is the fragrance that I'm most known. Well, not necessarily now, but I did a video on this that I was very known for, and so it's kind of like it's become kind of part of the channel, in a way. But it's very romantic and very. It reminds me a little bit of Fève de Licieux, which I think I've shown you, and I think that you did like that one. But now that the oil concentration has gone up with this bottle, it's just a lot more sweeter and thicker. But yeah, it's a tremendous fragrance, and I'm really glad that you like it, actually. You know, because it's still relatively unknown. You know, like the general population won't know what Kisses Rain is.
No.
But it's just a great secret to have. It's just a great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the best kept secrets.
Nice.
Because it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
This is not delicate.
No.
This is if you love a niche fragrance, you want something different, you want this. Yeah. This is beautiful for autumn, winter. You're taking your missus for a nice cold winter crisp picnic. This would be perfect. She will love it.
Yeah.
Definitely 100%.
Yeah, my sentiments exactly, actually. It is for that kind of like romanticized kind of like date night or something like that. This is perfect date night fragrance.
The name gives it away.
Kisses Rain.
100%.
Yeah.
Even if it's raining, don't worry about it. Your fragrance is on point. So definitely get this one if you're up for a niche fragrance. You want to try something new. I think this is fantastic. It's got the fruit. It's got the spice. It smashes it. And it deserves a place in my top 10.
Absolutely. Right, well, what are we on now? That was number 8, now number 7, I guess? Okay.
Now, this one has previously hit a very high spot in one of our previous videos.
Yes.
It's very beautiful. It's very citrusy. This is a summer fragrance.
Through and through, yeah, pure
through
red,
and through. It's a very natural, subtle fragrance. Unisex. Massively unisex.
Yeah.
I like the fact it does have so many citrusy scents.
Yeah.
Again, I find it very romantic.
Yeah, sure.
Very holiday-ish. You were going away with your missus. This would be a beautiful fragrance.
Absolutely.
Your missus, your mister, whoever. It doesn't matter who you're going with. It's a beautiful fragrance for while you sat around in the sun with a sunset. It's just so citrusy and so fresh. It's so clean.
Yeah. So for me, it's incredible because it's so pure.
Yes.
And it's so simple, but yet it achieves so much. And that's incredible. And that's because I think that they just decided we're going to go. Some of the best fragrances are we've got this one thing that we want to achieve, and this is like just a very, very strong kind of like it's like you've cut into an orange.
Oh, it is.
And you've just opened,
bits that fly out at you. It's that scent.
It cools you down.
Oh yeah.
It cools you down like when it and when it's in like the intense high heat, then this is something that you just go straight for. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a monumental fragrance from Dior, and if you haven't tried it and you love citrus fragrances, then I mean, what are you doing? You've got to check this out.
Yes, definitely. I would highly recommend.
I'm very impressed with your next pick.
Which is no surprise. Everyone's kind of hoping. I know there's that thinking, oh God, if George does not get this one in the top 10, he's going to be gutted. He's going to be so heartbroken.
Yeah.
But I've not just done this for George.
No, thank goodness.
I picked these fragrances out completely myself.
Yes.
And I do like this fragrance.
Yes.
You probably wanted it to be higher.
I mean, I've got some kind of difficulties with it because I think the new formulation of this fragrance that's coming up has been disappointing, but I still love it and adore it to death. So let's do it. Let's see your number 7.
Okay.
What are we on?
We are.
I think this is number 6. Millésime Impérial. Creed Millésime Impérial, of course, my favourite fragrance of all time. What do you get from this, Alisha?
I get a lot from this. It's very masculine. It's a beautiful scent. It hits the spot. There's no guessing about this fragrance.
Oh, yes.
In my opinion. If you're looking for a masculine, strong fragrance, you will find it in Creed.
Yes, of course. It's fabulous, and so there you go.
It's very gentlemanly. That's what I get from it.
I get like, because it has sea salt at the beginning, so it's like you're on a beach. And you're on a beach, and it's a beautiful hot day, and there's like fruits. There's like a fruit, maybe there's like a random fruit market at the beach or something.
I'm thinking Jamaica.
Yeah, definitely. Caribbean, absolutely.
Yeah, somewhere beautiful, light blue sea, where you can toddle along with your little roll-up pants and.
It says so much for me. And I truly, truly adore it and love it. I have been disappointed with this. This is the new version of it. Have been disappointed.
Yeah, I'd say the longevity of this already
Yeah.
on the card is
on the
disappearing,
card.
which is very, very disappointing.
It is disappointing, yeah. It's never been the strongest fragrance in the world, definitely, but I feel as though it's losing its like natural quality and its natural edge with some of the notes. But I still think that it's my favourite fragrance of all time. I still feel that very strongly. But it's great, and I'm so glad that you like it as well. So let's get to
God, I think it's beautiful. So
number 5.
So for my number 5, we are going with Versace Eros.
Sorry, you were supposed to be holding it.
It's okay. Right, so Versace Eros. Again, I find very masculine. It's very winter fragrance, very spicy, hits the nail on the head. If you are looking for a masculine fragrance, I feel like this could be a massive confidence booster and a lady killer.
I mean, what am I going to say after that? Yeah, I did a review of this very recently, and I talked about the fact that, I mean, it's very sweet, very tonkery. But I actually get I get like a piney. I actually compared it to like Christmas trees, but like that, I'm not talking about like it smells exactly like a Christmas tree, but there's that kind of like spiky, piney kind of like greenness in the background that I've always smelt and I've always liked, along with the sort of the heavy sweetness. And so there's a bit of a greener element to me than just it being a sweet bomb. But do you kind of get where I'm coming from?
I get where you're coming from, but I'd say more pine cones.
Yes.
Or cinnamons.
Yes.
Like if you're having a nice cinnamon hot chocolate, cinnamon coffee or something
Yes.
like that. It brings me that kind of vibe. But again, I do feel like this is a very wintry fragrance.
Oh, 100%.
I think this is perfect for that time of year. Right. So
This one.
this one might cause a couple of like people to talk and maybe wonder why I have picked Diesel. This Diesel has a lot of memories for me. Aside from those memories, from the minute I first smelt this fragrance, I've loved it. George did not introduce me to this fragrance whatsoever. No. It does have good memories for me. I find it very romantic. This is definitely masculine.
Yes.
150%. It's got the kind of Lynx effect at the same time though.
Yeah.
That's the only downside to this fragrance. I think this is an all-round year fragrance.
I think it's very versatile, and of course the masculine thing gives it away with the bottle design, and who doesn't love a good fist? And I mean, it was just supposed to be like a one-off joke, like if you caught it, you find it funny. But these two, when they're here, they're like, "Oh no, we can't do subtlety here, George. We've got to really just like ram it in." Brilliant. But I actually wore this in college. In fact, this is the first fragrance I ever bought on my fragrance journey. Not this bottle. I had a 75ml, and so even if I don't use it that much anymore. But I feel as though I should always have it in my collection because it is the first official fragrance that I bought from my own money, off my own back, that I was inspired to, and that is the fragrance that started my journey, doing this. So, and I'm glad that it has memories for you as well.
It does have a lot of memories for me, and I don't really share a lot about my personal life other than with my friends and stuff.
Sure, no, of course.
This is the type of fragrance my teenage brother I would buy for as an introductory fragrance.
Yeah.
He has Lynx. He likes to smell nice. He takes good care in his hygiene and things like that. And I definitely think this would be a good one to start him off with.
Definitely.
Because it is an all-rounder. It's what you see everywhere at the moment in
Sure.
regards to this is what they're selling as a masculine scent. But I don't want that to seem like it's a bad thing.
I mean, considering this came out in 2009, it's
Mm-hmm.
aged pretty well.
I completely agree. And even when they've tried to redesign it just a little bit, I think they've done a good job every single time. They've not changed much about the packaging.
No.
They've kept it nice and simple and made sure that the fragrance is the thing that they've worked on. And I'd say the longevity for this, from my experiences, it does last all day.
This is a more recent bottle. I got this in 2019 last year, and yeah, projection longevity is still pretty good. So yeah, I'm more than happy for that to be very high on the list. I think this is a solid top 3, to be honest, because it has one that people might expect, one that people might not expect, and one that nobody will expect. So that's really cool, and that's a cool little bit of variety. So yes, on with number 3.
This is going to be my number 3 on the list.
Right, I'm going to tell you, this has been featured so much on my channel that people are getting irritated, but it's featured on everywhere. It's sort of like white noise now, but it's because it works. And there are problems with it being a little bit synthetic, and there are problems with the projection longevity, and we get all of that. But it's what people ask for. It is a fragrance that has such a mass appeal. I mean, this is a huge mass appeal.
For me, it's definitely all-rounder again.
Yeah.
Now, and I know, like you said, people are getting a bit bored about hearing about it, but if you've got something right, don't change it. If you've got something right, sing about it. You guys know me by now. I can be blunt. I will be honest if I do not like a fragrance. You've heard me say bleach. You've heard me say aromatherapy, and you've just heard me go, no, not for me. But when it comes to my top 3, I really, really thought about what throughout our journey together we have smelt and has good memories for me and you, when we've laughed and joked and we thought to ourselves, do you know what, we really like this.
Mont Blanc Explorer is just a phenomenal fragrance, and if you haven't checked it out, seriously, please do. Okay, number 2, I'm really excited about this one coming up. Number 2.
Okay. So
I'm actually so impressed with this. I'm so impressed because I got to talk about this as well. But you do the introduction. I'm so loving this.
Okay, so as you guys know, I previously voted this as one of my tops. It was number 1. It is incredible. It's beautiful. When I think last time I explained this one, it was kind of like an explosion.
Yeah, it is.
And I even showed the back of the bottle
like
with all the stars because of the galaxy. It's so out there. It's perfect for spring and summer. It's like having an electric effect of.
That's a good way of putting it, actually. It is like an electric shock.
It's like an electric shock to your senses. It's so beautiful. It's classed as a feminine product. Yeah. However, I disagree with that completely. Disagree. I think this should be on the unisex market completely. It's an all-rounder. It hits everything, and it's just beautiful.
Yes, it's an incredible. So this is Hermès Eau de Merveille. Of course, you'll see in the titles, but. Damn, I remember smelling this in Harvey Nichols on somebody, and I went, are you kidding? What is that? Especially on the skin in the springtime, is like deadly. It is deadly. Yeah, I will be talking more about it, but the hype is here. Get on the hype train, because next year, especially, I think I'll be hyping this to death. You'll get sick of hearing me talking about this, much like people have with Mont Blanc Explorer, because I think it's dynamite. It's just dynamite. Reveal, Alisha, what is your number 1 favourite fragrance in my entire collection? So this is Salted Green Mango.
It is Salted Green Mango. I love this one because it's different. It's so out there. Yeah. And how I previously said about Hermès being an explosion, this is the same. Yeah. This is an explosion in a different way though, because you've got 2 explosions. You've got the salty, then you have the sweet. Yeah. It's like being punched up both nostrils, but in a beautiful way, which I know nobody could imagine. But it's like in an invisible way where it's I think this is one of the most beautiful fragrances I have ever smelled. Yeah, it's amazing. I love the differences in it that come out, and it's just so sensual, and I would 150% wear this all the time.
I think you'd suit it as well, especially in the spring and in the summer. I mean, I smelled this at Essence, and what it is to me is because like you have a lot of mango-like fragrances, but this isn't the innards of a mango; it's the mango shell. Yeah. It's the mango shell with like salt put on it, right? But you're on a beach, and it's amazing, and I'm just so happy because I think that Prince fragrances are amazing and brilliant. But my concern was, well, they're quite niche, and so I thought, is that going to translate well? But the fact that you somebody who
before you knew nothing.
Yeah, and just loves like Diesel in the Brave and stuff like that. You're like, this is my number one. I mean, that's incredible to me, and Prin deserves it. So, Alisha, you have the final word on this.
Prin, I would just like to say well done for bringing such a fantastic fragrance into the world. I've smelt so many of your fragrances. Each time George gets one, he introduces me to it. And out of all of them, this has to be my favourite. And it's also my number one out of my top 10 for 2020. So keep them coming, because I can't wait to smell more, especially if it's got mango and bergamot or vinegar or whatever. I think it's beautiful. Anybody that is considering trying a niche fragrance for the first time ever, I think this would be a brilliant one. There is some other ones I also agree would be perfect for you to start with, but this is just it for you to, for someone like me to come from nothing to do with fragrance. I stuck to the fragrances I always wore and didn't want anybody else telling me what I should and shouldn't wear, and I was probably a bit stern when I first started the channel and wanted to stick with my own ways. I found that this really brought me out of my shell and my knowledge, and I think it's just so sensational. It's the only way to put it.
No, it's phenomenal. Well, Alisha, thank you. Those are Alicia's favourite fragrances from my entire collection, and what a list, incredible list, and we've come so far, and let's keep going. We've got yet another video next week where we're actually going to be talking about beginners, fragrances for beginners, and so that's fantastic. Anyway, thanks so much. It's been a wild year, friends, but hope that you've got something out of it. Hope that it's been, if nothing else, an experience that you can take something from. But it's been a wild 2020. Let's hope 2021 is a lot better. This is the Fragrance Apprentice signing out from the year 2020, and this is Alisha signing out also.
See you soon, guys.